Uh, Thanks, Yashasvi, for introduction. And hello, everyone. This is Ashish. I am a senior developer advocate, as you already know. Some of you I already met on a booth. We're having Elastic booth outside, and we are doing a very wonderful discussion on search, observability, and security. So many of you I already met, but yeah, I'm eager to meet everyone. Right. So today I'm going to discuss on how to build a chatbot, okay, which is a no code. Trust me, guys, you don't need to literally write the single line of code, and by using the Elasticsearch and AWS Bedrock, right? So I'll get started, but before that, how many of you heard of Elastic? Okay, the 50% I can just take, yeah. All right, and have worked on Elasticsearch. Okay, search, observability, any use cases works, right? So yeah, today we're going to use the Elasticsearch to build some pipeline and where it will help you to develop the no-code chatbot, right? But before that, I just wanted to get started, right? Everyone is using chat GPTs and LLMs nowadays, right? To writing a mail, generating the codes, correct? But I want to ask one question. Since we can ask everything to the LLM, does the search is still needed? Do we need still Google search or anything search, select queries? Do we need to perform? Why? I mean, I can get anything to LLM and ask, okay, give me this. Yeah, there's difference in data, different context, right? Of course, the search is actually more important than ever, right? Still, it's needed because of the various reason I'm going to tell you, right? But yeah. Before that, every LLMs need to be grounded. LLMs are not a grounded; they are a public. Maybe you are using the Chat GPTs, all those cloud offering LLMs. They are trained on a public data set, but not on your private data set, right? But before going that, any of you, can you tell me what is a disadvantage of LLM? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yep. Makes sense. Works, right? Yes, you guys can just shout out, make it a very discussion forum. I don't want to one direction talk. Yeah. Hallucination. Anyone else? Expense of compute, yeah, there's a lot of reason, correct? And of course, I want to take some, the broader 3 pointers, like the hallucination, of course, the bad answer. You must have gone through all the newses, right? The lawyer filed some cases by referring the chat GPTs. Air Canada's chatbot is sometimes hallucinated, right? Similarly, there's a lot of stories you will get on the internet, correct? Of course, it's hallucination. It's can't access to your private data. Of course, the private cloud cannot answer to your private data, right? The security and the privacy, and the gentleman has already mentioned, it's not have a real-time data access, correct? It's a hard to get LLM. So of course, there is a difference between LLM and a database. So stop treating the LLM like a database. We need a certain expertise which only cater by the database or the search engine like Elasticsearch. I'll come later on that. But of course, this is my favorite. So if you want to test anytime any chatbot, just give this prompt, write a Python program to print the hello world. And if this is giving like this is something tweet is going on, I think last week. So it's a Paytm chatbot, right? And it's giving the answer like this. So it's not expected, correct? It's out of context. So you can just try it out with such a prompt. But before diving that, let's bit about the Elasticsearch. Of course, Elasticsearch has come a long way. Like we having the BKD trees, we having an aggregation, full text search. Now we having the vector search as well. Anyone, what is a vector search? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Yeah, it generates the vectors, which is a numerical representation. I'm just telling you in a very layman language. It's a numerical representation of your plain text data. But how actually it makes sense, let me show you. Okay, now this is, suppose I have some movie data set, right? And yeah, it's visible. It's movie data set. I'm going to search quickly, let's say Indian movies. And if you watch closely, on the left-hand side, no, sorry, this is my right. Okay. On the right-hand side, sorry, for you, it's a left. So for you, it's a left. So on the left-hand side, it is a ELSER, which is a Elastic Learn Sparse Encoder. It is a semantic result. So if you see the Veerdas for India, Lagan, Once Upon a Time in India, it is a more of the context, but where the full text search, where the traditional keyword-based search is working, it's giving me the Wild Indian, Victoria, and Abdul, which is not so much related with my context and with my query, right? Another example is, let's try to find some movies. Let's say Girl Lost in India. Anyone, what is the movie name? Bajrangi Bhaijaan, right? But if you see the semantic result, this is a more accurate, correct? The Bajrangi Bhaijaan on the left-hand side compared to the full text search. So most of the search is powered by on the internet by full text search, but the search era is changing, and now it is powered by semantic search. You know, sometimes it happens is if you don't remember the keyword, right, and you start typing the words around that context and just give the desired result. That is called the semantic search, right? Okay, what is this? All right. Yeah, so ElasticSearch having all those capabilities to do a vector search and having the inverted index, and those are a lot of things. If you are dealing with the geospatial data types like a latitude, longitude, and you want to perform the shape queries like give me the records under my 500 radius or 1 kilometer radius, like you want to develop the ride-sharing apps or food tracking apps, kind of this, feel free to utilize the Elasticsearch, right? So you can just hit the query, and in my, like, how many of you use Tinder? मुझे पता है आप लोग हाथ नहीं उठाओगे, but फिर भी, okay. So Tinder is using the Elasticsearch. So Tinder, Shadi.com, these are the good use cases we have. So if you are getting the perfect match, you know the technology behind it, right? So yeah, but how it's possible, right? It's because of the stacks, elastic stacks. We're having the Elasticsearch, Kibana, Beats, Logstash. Anyone have heard of ELK? Yeah, it's more famous than Elastic. The use case itself is more famous than Elastic because you can build the centralized logging management, right? So we're having an integration Logstash and Beat, which are typically the data collector. They collect the data and push to the Elasticsearch, and from the Kibana you can view the dashboard, beautiful dashboard. So suppose you want to monitor something like Nginx, MySQL, database, your code, anything, you need to integrate the Elastic agents with your code or with your infra. It will start collecting the data and push to the Elasticsearch, and the dashboard, ready-made dashboard will be available. You don't need to create a dashboard also. So yes, but some people are using for a data store only, and they perform the heavy aggregation on Elasticsearch, so you can utilize according to that. But we're having a good integration with the AWS plus Elastic. So I got a lot of question about the OpenSearch versus Elasticsearch. I'm happy to have all the discussion on the booth. But yes, apart from this, the AWS plus Elastic, you can migrate your all logs like a CloudWatch logs to the Elasticsearch. As Nilesh mentioning that your observability tool should be cloud agnostic. Right? Whether I want to monitor my GCP, AWS, or my local machine or my private cloud, I need one observability tool which can monitor everything. So Elastic comes in a picture. You can collect the logs, metrics, APM, all those stuff, right? There are the connectors. These are the services we have integrations available. But you can explore all those stuff on the internet. We're having a very good documentation. Yeah, coming to the last point. So we're having the problem with the chatbot we were talking. So the three problem was the hallucination. Okay. The second problem was the cost and the effort. Of course, it is not a joke to train that heavy model like ChatGPTs and Gamma and all those stuff. And of course, third is you need a certain expertise. You have to be the ML guy, and unfortunately, we don't getting the time from our daily routine bugs how we can go to acquire the ML skills. So yes, it's very hard for a developer like me. So this is where the RAG comes in a picture, which is called a retrieval augmented generation. Anyone, what is a RAG? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Sir, you want to, yeah. Right. In a layman language, the LLM is going to read the data from your database and giving the answer. So I'll elaborate this. But you both are right, correct? So RAG is nothing but I'm going to store my private data. Suppose I want to build the chatbot on my private data. And I'm going to store my private data, suppose, into Elasticsearch, right? And whatever the queries, suppose the query I was performing, the girl lost in India, that query first will go to the Elasticsearch, right? And from the Elasticsearch, it's going to get the most relevant result, right? As I said, the result, semantic result, the most relevant result, it will fetch. And it will then, we will send to the LLM. That could be any LLM, that could be AWS Bedrock, ChatGPT kind of this, by saying, okay, answer for this question. The question will be the placeholder. The question is, girl lost in India, basis on the below context. And my context will be the records which I am getting from the Elasticsearch. So the LLM is going to find the answer only from that context, from that document only, the information. And it's going to give the answer. So it won't hallucinate you, right? I'll show you how. I have a demo recorded because you already experience how good internet here it is, right? So yes, I have a demo recorded, but I have a demo ready on my local, on my booths. You can come and we can have a hands-on demo over there. So retrieval augmented generation, this is the basic flow. If I say your question will go and it will pick the proper context from the Elastic, right? The Elasticsearch. It will club the both and it will create a prompt, right? The prompt will be, I'll show you how, but it will pass to the AWS Bedrock. And from the AWS Bedrock, one of the LLM, it will give you the answer. And the answer will going to your end user, correct? But again, you can achieve all those stuff with your Python or something, any language you can implement the RAG. But we're going to do the no-code session, right? But yeah, you can do the vector search, not just a text, but on an image search, on an audio search, everything is possible. So I think there is a wonderful blog. If you want to do the humming search, like an audio search, you don't remember the song name, right? Or the song keywords. So you just, आप गुनगुना दो, you just hum, and it's going to search on the vector search and going to show the relevant song which you have find out. So that is called the audio search. We already have a blog available for that. So you can utilize for that. And if you wanted to search like an image search, like a Google search, that is also possible with the help of vector search, right? Yep, let's move forward. So this is a demo time. The demo is mostly like connect with the AWS Bedrock, and the query is coming. I'm not sure it is visible, but the query is coming, what is the work from home policy? And the work from home policy, this question itself first, it will go to the Elasticsearch. The Elasticsearch will give you the context and the purpose of this full-time work from home, blah, 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 which is unstructured still. And the context plus question will go into the Bedrock AI. By prompt, answer the question based only on the following context. The context will, the placeholder, it will get replaced with the context from Elasticsearch, and the question will get replaced with the user input question. And once it got, then at the final, I'm going to get such kind of the result from the Bedrock. Like, it is a more sensible result we're going to get. So yes, let me quickly open my demo. Okay, how many of you heard of Flowwise AI? Anyone? So there is a tool called the Flowwise AI, which is an open source tool. You can build the LLM apps very easily, right? It is just a drag and drop. I'll show you how. And it's an open source. You can run on your local. It's working on my, okay, just forgot about this. This is ElasticSearch. But yeah, the port 3000, it's running by the Flowise AI, right? Now, let's suppose you have up, you did the Docker compose up, and everything is running. Now you're going to see the dashboard like this. Yep. Okay. So you're going to see the dashboard like this. Just create a add new flow. And now let's create a flow, a component-wise. So I'm going to simply select the JSON because I have my data source available into JSON. But if you have a data source available in the PDF or you want to crawl from some website, it is also possible with the help of Flowise AI. Okay, so I'm going to use the, I hope this is a, yeah. I'm going to use the JSON file, and here you can just upload your JSON file. Now the another component I'm going to choose is a text splitter. Now, what is the meaning of the text splitter? So in the retrieval, when you dump your data into Elasticsearch, your JSON might be, it's a very long JSON, right? Probably you have a book, and you have a books available into JSON format, but you can't add the whole page or the whole paragraph or something like this big chunk as a one document, as a single record. Because sometime it might be a chapter-wise, sometime it might be a exercise-wise. It's a different, right? So you need to divide your data into smaller chunks. So there is a different way to create a chunking. Sometimes it's a specified fixed length. Sometimes it is a very logical. It's up to you how you want to create a chunks according to your use case. So, but here I'm going to simply add the chunk size of 1000, which means it's going to chunks every 1000 character, and the overlap is 100. And I'm simply going to connect it. I've just connected 2 components. That's it. Now, okay. Now I'm going to select, because now I have uploaded the file, I have created a chunks. Now I want to insert these chunks into Elasticsearch, my data into Elasticsearch. So for that, I'm going to simply use the Elasticsearch component, which is here. You just drag and drop. And before the Elasticsearch you are using, make sure you have already configured the all API keys and everything you have on the system. You can just go on a cloud.elastic.co and you can sign up. You will get the all keys. You just come and insert, just save it here. Okay. Now my Elasticsearch is there. Now, for performing the vector search, I wanted to convert my plain text data into embeddings. As the gentleman said, my data is going to store into 2 formats. One is the plain text, one is the vectors, which is a numerical representation of the data. So to creating embeddings, there is an embedding model, special type of embedding models, right? AWS gives the Amazon Titan-embed-text1. So you can utilize those. You just pass the plain text data. It will give you the series of the numbers. It's that easy, right? So I'm going to simply use the AWS Bedrock embeddings, and model name is Amazon.Titan-embed. You will get the model ID. And for the embeddings, I'm going to simply link my embeddings, Elasticsearch embeddings with this. So I'll tell you how this data looks like, but let's complete the chain. Let's complete the flow. Now the embeddings has been generated. Now I want to build the, let's say, the QA, question answer capability with the chatbot. So I'm simply going to choose the QA conversational chain. So let me, yeah, I have selected the conversational chain. I don't know, it is a bit blurry, but yes. Yeah, vector store retriever. For the vector store retriever, I'm going to connect this Elasticsearch, the memory, and now the last component is the chat model. After the context with my question merging, to which chat with LLM I wanted to use, right? So I'm going to use, again, the AWS Bedrock, the Titan only. But this is just a placeholder. You can use the Gamma, you can use the ChatGPT, whatever works. All right. Yeah, before using the AWS Bedrock, make sure you have enabled and you have access for the particular model, you have to go and request for the access. So here I'm going to use the Titan embeddings. You can just go into the Bedrock dashboard and you can get it access from there. And I can just copy the ID and I'm going to use here. So now this is how my complete flow looks like. I'm going to save this flow. Just simply click on, OK, yeah, I'm just connected my chat model, and I'm going to save. Just a minute. Got it. So now I'm going to upload my file. So I'll show you how my file looks like. So if you see, this is the JSON. It's available into the very raw format in a text. And I'm going to upload it. And I want to now assume this is your private data source, and I want to build the chatbot on this data source only. So yeah, I'm just going to save this AWS-RAG, the chat flow name. And now chat is saved. So now here, if you notice, I have clicked on save button, and there will be two options. Now here's the right corner green button. So if you click on a green, it will take your data, generate the embeddings, and insert into Elasticsearch. So let's check that. So it's going to create a chunks JSON file, going to pass to the Bedrock, and going to push into Elasticsearch. So it's been inserted with a successful message. Now I went to my Elasticsearch just to verify whether the data is how it looks like. So if you see the all numerical representation data, and as well as the plain text, these are the plain text and the respective embeddings, right? So yes, and now just click on a chat. There's just a button next to the green. Just click on a chat, and let's start doing the question answering. OK, my first question is, when is work from office is resuming? I know this is a very painful question, but it was just for testing. And in my file, it is more of the workplace data. What is a work from home policy? What is a vacation policy? HR policies. So let's see how it's going to give the answer. Yep. It's starting May 1, 2023. Our hybrid work policy and blah, 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 it's giving it, right? Let's try another thing. So yeah, we can just, I'm just verifying, OK, where it is. So if you see, yes, here is the line starting May 1, 2023, our hybrid work policy is going to blah, blah, blah. So a chatbot is giving the right answer, right, without hallucination. Now, let's check another example. Sorry, yeah. So what are the new onboarding steps? This is my second question. This is also, the data is in the same file, right? And there is the onboarding steps in my file. So yes, this is the answer. To ensure the smooth onboarding process, please complete the following steps with your first week, attend orientation, blah, blah, blah. You can just go through it. And this is coming from just that file only, right? OK, let's ask one more question. What are the sales goals? I'm not sure it's visible, but yeah, the sales goals are fiscal year 24 are to increase the revenue by 20% and blah, blah, blah. So yes, so it's giving you the more proper answer if you're compared to any LLM, right? You can't directly connect with the LLM and ask this question, what is my sales goals? Of course, it's not going to give the answer. So yeah, it's 6 minutes, right? And just this is how it looks like. I'm done with my demo. Feel free to use Flow-wise. It's super easy. Just drag and drop. And if you want more detail how Flow-wise works, and I have a couple of demo ready. You can come on my booth, Elastic booth, and we can have a chat about it. OK. But before leaving that, RAG is something the very standard and concept. But you might have a question, why Elastic? I can replace the Elastic with any other technology, right? but not, because Elastic has all the capability you need, because it's not just a store, it's not just a vector store. It's give you the full text search plus semantic search, but at the most of the time, you need a hybrid search, which is a combination of semantic plus full text search, right? It's give the choice of flexibility embedding models, whatever you want to use any other different embedding models, it's up to you. We having the ELSER model as well, which is a zero-shot learning, and you can just ask the query, and it will generate the sparse vectors. So there is a difference between dense vector and sparse vector. We can have another discussion on a booth, right? But yeah, it is also, testimonials are available on the internet. Like Stack Overflow is using the Elasticsearch for a vector search. Similarly, the Udemy, you can go and you can check. There is various use cases. OK, before leaving, these are some of the resources. You can go through it, and it's freely available. You just go, and there is a lot of tutorials are available, like how you can do with the AWS Bedrock, how you can create a RAG chatbot with the Gamma, Gemini. There's a lot of things, right? How you can do the vector search, right? And if you have any doubts, don't forget to come on our booth. There is a wonderful team is available. They'll be having a security expert, search expert. So you can come, you have a discussion with the Elastic, non-Elastic, whether you have any problem statement, we are happy to discuss. So that's it from my side, folks. And we still have 4 minutes remaining. I'm open for a question. Thank you.